What is up, everybody? It is over 100 degrees here in Utah, but we've got markets and shows that we're doing outside for some reason, so let's talk about it. What is up, everybody? For those of you who are new here, my name is Bensky. I do tech, travel, 3D printing, how to make money with 3D printing, all of that fun stuff. And we are here to talk about Market Monday, which is a series where we recap this previous week's markets and just kind of give you the real numbers and talk about the real sales that happened, because I think there's a lot of stuff out there that people get just a false idea of how these really go. And so if that's something you're interested in, please make sure you subscribe to the video and like the video, and definitely comment down below, because YouTube loves that algorithm, about questions you have for market shows or anything 3D printing related, like this Prusa XL with this enclosure that I have. It's freaking amazing. Anyways, we'll talk about that in other videos, but this is Market Monday. Now, this Market Monday is a little bit interesting because it was supposed to be one of the first Market Mondays where we had a Market Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But if you guys watch my videos, you know that I was at OpenSauce in San Francisco over the weekend, or last weekend, and then I came back to that. I came back on Sunday. I honestly just didn't want to just come back and go right into the show, so we did cancel the Monday Springville market and the Tuesday Draper market, which, by the way, I heard between the weather and some other things, that was a good call for Draper on Tuesday. So it's a little bit ways away, and I'm just glad we didn't do it. But I miss Springville. I miss you guys down there in Springville. And before we get any further, Matt and Ashley, if you guys are watching, hi, it was so good to meet you. I got to meet some really cool other vendors this week at our show on Friday, which was the Pioneer Day show in Provo. They are from 3-dimensional prints, 3D prints. Hold on one second. I'm an idiot. It's Third Dimension Plastics. If you guys aren't following them over on Instagram, go give them a follow. They actually just started doing markets and shows, so it was really cool to meet them. They watched my stuff, which was really cool. I saw Matt walking in the parking lot when we were sitting up for the vendors. I was like, oh, are you Third Dimension Plastics? Because I definitely stock the list of vendors when I get them, and I'm like, oh, I wonder who this is. At the time, they only had one post on Instagram, but they have 3 now, so go follow them. Matt and Ashley are amazing. I forget their kids' names, and I'm sorry, but they were really cool. They had a lot of things that I definitely was not offering at my booth, which I love seeing. Obviously, like, look, let's just be honest here, even though I love them, like, it's always hard when you're like, dang, we're selling the same things. It's not like a personal thing, it's just that's hard. But they were selling a lot of things that I was not selling, which was awesome. And what I really love about Matt and Ashley is they have so many practical prints, especially if you're like a teacher. So seriously, if you guys are a teacher or in the education department at all, go look at Third Dimension Plastics, because they have some really amazing things. Anyways, that's jumping ahead, but I wanted to say hi before we got too bogged down in the video. So we actually ended up doing 3 markets this week. We did the Orem market, we did the Linden market, which is my favorite one, and then we did the Provo Pioneer Day. Now, really quickly, I'm sure there's some people who are not from Utah wondering, what the heck is Pioneer Day? Pioneer Day is July 24th. It is also the same day that my grandmother died. There's a fun morbid fact for you. Sweet Jesus. I have no idea why I shared that with you guys, but now you know, and you can never unknow that you know. Unless you get Alzheimer's, then you'll not know, which is how my grandma died. Why am I doing this? Morbidity, it's how we cope with grief, because I miss her every day. Anyways, Pioneer Day. Pioneer Day is a celebratory day in Utah, specifically about when the Mormon pioneers trekked across the United States to get to Utah. It's obviously exclusively for Utah. It is something they celebrate, and they go super hard. It's basically another 4th of July for the Mormon community here in Utah. And so they have events, and this was a event that they had on Friday to celebrate that. There's a lot of free stuff, but there's also vendors like myself and Third Dimension Plastics and a bunch of other people. Now, before we get into the numbers of what I made there, I want to make something clear again, because I have realized a lot of people don't watch my old videos, which is totally fine. When I talk about what I make, though, at these shows, this is gross numbers. This is not considering how much I paid for in gas. It's not considering how much the products cost. And I do that for a couple reasons. One, when I have my spreadsheet where I show, what I make at these shows and whether my business is in the green or in the red, the reason I feel comfortable talking about that is because all of my expenses that are in there are in total. What do I mean by that? Well, when I have the Amazon or the filament fulfillment in my spreadsheet, it is the total amount I have spent on filament, regardless if I've used that filament or not. So for example, we have $16,000+ in expenses this year. That is the total amount of expenses. That is shows that we've already paid for in the future. That is all the filament that I have bought, regardless of whether I've used it, which there's plenty of unopened filament in my shop that I haven't used yet. And so when I say I'm in the green, I feel comfortable saying that because I've already counted all of those expenses. Now, I have not counted the expenses of the gas that I'm going to use in the future, but I do calculate that as I go through it. So that's why when I tell you how much I make in gross sales, for me, that's an okay number to hear. But I want you guys to be aware of that yes, I am not counting all of my expenses for each show individually. I'm going to be honest with you. It's just because I'm still doing this as like a mom and pop shop, small side hustle business, real hustle business mentality thing. I need to get better at that. So we have each show itemized, but that's going to take a lot of time when it comes into considering what I'm doing for inventory control. Anyways, long explanation, but now you know that when I say, hey, here's what we made at the shows, it is 100% just the gross sales. I will tell you ahead of time though, sometimes where it's like the Sunset Farmers Markets, those are $40 booth fees. So you can kind of do the math to know like whether or not I even paid for the booth fee. And the other thing is all of the shows that I'm doing locally, the most amount of money I will spend on gas right now is $15. I'm also generally packing my own food, so that's another thing that to kind of keep into consideration, that I'm not buying market food there. But I mean, I do sometimes, especially if the food truck, the Nug, is there. They have the best chicken nugget. Anyways, enough talk. Let's talk about the money that we made at the farmers markets this week, both individually and in total. So starting off on Wednesday with the Orem Farmers Market, we made $602. It was a fantastic day at the Orem Farmers Market, especially considering the last 2 days with the World Cup, or the last 2 weeks with the World Cup going on. That was not the case. So this was a really cool, awesome, strong start to the week. Next, we had the Linden Farmers Market, which is one of my favorite. It is my favorite farmers market that we do. The reason is it's small, it's very intimate. There is not a ton of foot traffic, but the foot traffic that is there is like super genuine. I just feel like it's where I can relax, I can get to know people. People don't mind sitting and talking and looking at your booth, and they're not in a rush to be anywhere. It is just, it is so awesome being there. And so at that market, we made $326. Again, awesome. $20 booth fee, less than $10 in gas. We're pretty on top with that one. And last was the Pioneer Day Market in Provo. Now, this was a city put on event. I get really cautious with these in terms of expecting how much money to make, because a lot of these city events have a ton of free activities for kids to do. And that usually means that a lot of parents will go to booths where kids want to spend money, and those kids will be told, no, we'll just go do the free craft. No, we'll go do the free games over here. And I don't ever get my hopes up that they're going to be profitable, just because that's just generally what I see. But luckily, we made $501. It was freaking awesome. Like, I just love that we did that at that event, because it was also a short one. It was only from 10 to 1, 10 to 2. I think it was 10 to 2. And people were out of there right at like 2 o'clock. Like, I stayed open and Third Dimension stayed open because there were some stragglers coming in back and forth. And so we made a couple more sales at the end, and I know they did pretty well as well. And so like, it felt really good to be there, because it was also done at 2. So I could just go home. I could have the rest of my day to myself and get started on my weekend a little early. So in total, we made $1,429 for that 3-day event. Now, if I had to be honest with you, from what I heard at Draper on Tuesday, we probably maybe only would have made like $100, if that. Honestly, that's how rough I heard it was. In fact, I heard some people didn't even make any money. So let's just pretend we only made $40 to cover the booth fee there if we would have gone. So we would have only been at like 100, $1,460. Springville is interesting. We've been doing pretty well there, but let's just say we only made another 300. So we would have maybe walked out with like 1,800 bucks, but I'll take 1,400 any day of the week, which is just really awesome. I mean, this again, like I know there's a lot of people that get on YouTube especially, and they say, hey, come follow me, come join my program. I'm going to teach you how to make 6 figures with 3D printing. Fact of the matter is that's not the case for everyone. That's not going to be the case for everyone. You guys need to realize that now, that if you're going to start doing this, it's going to be a grind, and you're going to also see numbers that aren't going to be that amazing. Because the thing is the people that are making those 6 figures, the people that are doing those things, they are doing a lot of different strategies and just doing it by themselves. There's a lot of people I know that will hire help to do multiple shows on the same day. And that's what's really frustrating, is you hear like, oh yeah, I just got done all my shows. I made like 1,800 bucks in one day. And it's like, yeah, cool, but did you? And the reason I say that, and the reason it's a little frustrating, if I could get on a soapbox for a second, is a lot, at least here in Utah. I don't know what it's like everywhere else. They have very strict rules when it comes to those farmers markets and those shows, that needs to be something that you're doing or a direct relative is doing with you. So like your brother, sister, but not like your cousin or your cousin's sister or like all of this stuff. And it's been really frustrating because there are people who get praised for grinding and hustling and making 3D printing into a conglomerate empire when they were being dishonest about going to those shows in the first place. Look, whatever, do whatever you're going to do, whatever you can do to make you fall asleep at night. That just feels bad for me. And so I'm not going to do that. Now, when my wife wasn't pregnant last year and when we were doing our own stuff, yes, her and I would split up and do shows on the same day, but that's my wife. Like, I wasn't hiring random people in college and saying I'd give them $100 to go run my booth in 16 different locations. That just wasn't my vibe. And it will never be my vibe, you know? So just, I want to set the expectation. I want to set the realism expectation now that's, if you're going to do it just by yourself, you need to know the expectation of the numbers that are going to be around you just by yourself. And that's why I'm trying to do what I'm doing here with the Market Mondays, is just give you that realistic expectation. Now, lastly, before we wrap this up, you guys probably want to know what sold really well. It was kind of a weird kind of week. I sold mostly dice towers, to be honest, at all 3 of those events. The clickers were obviously really popular, but it was mostly dice towers, which I wasn't expecting, to the point where like, I don't know what to do about that. Like, do I make more dice towers? Do I let the ones sell out that are selling out? Like, I just don't know where I'm at with all of that. I will say, if I haven't mentioned this before, I'll tell you right now, when I sell my dice towers, I always sell them with a free set of 7 dice. So a D&D set of dice. That's why they start at minimum at $25, because I want 5 of those dollars to go into that, you know, dice set, and then the rest of it goes into the dice towers. It's just something I do. It's a perk. People love it. Great if you want to do it or not. But that's really it for the market recap. I had a lot of fun this week. I don't know what's going to happen this week. I've heard a lot of mixed things about Draper already. Part of me kind of wants to just cut my losses now. We only signed up for the first few anyways, and it just doesn't feel that bad to not go. Then I will do Springville Monday. Maybe I'll do Draper Tuesday. Wednesday for sure doing Orem. Thursday for sure doing Linden. I don't think I have anything over the weekend, but I don't remember right now off my top of my head. And I'm honest, I don't want to look right now either. I don't want to, my phone's over there now. It's not in my hand anymore. But anyways, guys, I want you to keep commenting down below. What kinds of things do you want to see more out of Market Mondays? I did see a comment that more people want to see me do a lot more market videos where we're like showing what we're doing at the market. And I guess I want to know, what kinds of things are you hoping to see there? Are you just wanting to see the setup? You wanted to see what sells? Because that takes a long time to film. And it takes a long time. It makes my setup time extremely longer. I just want to be able to plan with that, if that's what you guys want to see, like the setup and the takedown and all of that other stuff. Or if you just want to say, hey, here's the market we're at, here's what we're selling, here's some fun videos, because I'm more than happy to put out quick 5-10 minute videos of that, if that's what you guys want. But I need to know down below. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me on Market Monday. If you've made it this far, as always, thank you so much. Please subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Like the video. We are so close to hitting 5,000 subscribers. I have a big goal to try to hit 10,000. I don't know what it's going to take to get there. A lot, because we only have a few months left of the year, but also be on the lookout because I'm going to Sturgis soon. And that's a lot of why we have the XL, because I'm trying to make parts for my motorcycle to ride out to Sturgis with, which is going to be awesome because it's going to be a big torture test. And so, yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. That's all I got. Mistakes make magic, baby. Wow. 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 I don't know why I do that. I don't know why I want to punch the screen. Later.